Did you know Brutalism is often criticised for being a harsh and lifeless form of architecture, dominating and oppressing the once flamboyant and detailed structures of history? Brutalism was a reaction to the ornate excesses of predecessing movements, but also a statement on new modern ideals involving functional and cost-effective structures that could be easy to produce globally. While some of the structures may challenge someone's personal aesthetic, there is no doubt they demand attention and will likely be the standard for many more buildings going forward. A prime example of iconic Brutalist architecture in London is the Barbican estate, or Barbican Centre. First starting construction in 1965, after years of planning, then taking another 11 years to complete, the Barbican proposes a new way for people to live in cities, or rather a city within a city. With a current 4,000 residents, 2,000 units, an art centre, school, church, and even a man-made lake, the Barbican resembles more of a neighbourhood rather than a building. Architects Chamberlin, Powell, and Bonn drew on multiple different architectural concepts to create the expansive structure, looking at Roman fortresses, which is where the name came from, French modernism, and even Scandinavian architecture for ideas. The 1959 report from the firm had outlined plans for terrace blocks to be constructed of white marble, and the main structure was originally going to be conceived of polished concrete, smooth colours, and even mosaics. Like the neighbouring Golden Lane estate by the same firm, coloured panels were also considered for the final design. However, all these ideas were turned down due to the cost of production, giving us the hammered concrete we see standing today. As documented in Gail Borthwick's text, Barbican, a unique walled city within the city, the structure is obviously a high-density project, and multiple factors were looked at when designing a functional and comfortable space for residents. The combination of striking towers and shorter blocks allows not only natural light, but the feeling of a real city, not overcrowded or overshadowed by other looming buildings. The high walks are another recognisable feature of the space, streamlining over the shorter buildings to allow for easy circulation and to make the residents feel as if it is more spacious. There are multiple open spaces, with the man-made lake being a main feature, too shallow to not be dyed. The lake acts as a natural bridge between the domineering concrete and the surrounding historic city. In the text model for A Short-Lived Future, Tatsuya Tsubaki discusses the uniqueness of the space and the distinct difference between the famous garden life of surrounding London and the now dense and literally concrete structure of the Barbican. The architect stated that the Barbican was always intended for young professionals likely to have a taste for Mediterranean holidays, French food, and Scandinavian design, vastly different to neighbouring council homes that were erected at a similar time. However, the Barbican was meant to attract people back into the city after the war. What was once originally leased by the City of London Corporation is now home to thousands of wealthy and prominent figures. Even the Queen of England visited to open the Arts Centre, and then, of course, the King of England visited a few years later.